And if you can pass through that and
You should.
always try to engage the conversation.
And that kept us kind of humble because we will be so we'll not be at rest until we talk about those things. So sometimes, you just let your pride, or you let your is it pride now? Welcome back to our channel. Today you have Ogor and
Nonso.
We are reaching you live from Love Home today, and we have some goodies as usual for you.
And today we are going to be talking about how we coped through a long distance relationship.
That's right. So like I think we mentioned this before in the previous video that our courtship was mostly long distance.
Like 400 miles apart.
Yep.
Yeah, so she has been in Lagos. Yeah, she was in Lagos, and I in Anambra. Yeah, Oka precisely. So the whole distance. I mean, it's one full day journey. So it's
not one full day.
It's one full day from
it's like 10 hours.
Evening, 10 to 12 hours.
Okay,
so basically, it's like one full day, and but it wasn't so easy. I mean, like being there, me being here. I mean, it wasn't so easy for us. So, but then we decided to improvise. I mean, we had to survive it.
Yeah,
we had to.
I mean, it's not the best option.
Yes.
Right. I know everybody can actually be in a long distance relationship, but the truth is that some people find themselves there, whether by chance or by work or something or the other. You're engaged in something else in one location and you just cannot be in the same place as your partner. Yeah. So we just thought that sharing some of the things that helped us, would help anyone out there that is also looking for tips.
Yeah. So it's something that you really find difficult if perhaps you are in that condition right now, or maybe you are not yet in that condition. I mean, some people didn't even see it coming. We knew it was coming. We saw it coming. We knew clearly that we're going into a long distance relationship and all. So we had to prepare, we had to plan, we had to make it work. I mean, like sometimes, like in a whole year, we saw ourselves like four times. 4 times. Like, I mean, it wasn't fun. Yeah, it wasn't funny. So,
but I think towards the later end of our courtship, like we saw a lot more of
a lot more while we were preparing for our wedding and all of that. So the first thing that helped us, right, and it was something we had to be intentional. I mean, you just have to be more intentional. In making sure that these things work when you are in long distance. So. But one very good thing that helps us, which is like a more general rule, but we took it personal this time, is communication. Engaging in very quality and good communication. Sometimes, like initially we had all the time, right? Because we're not so engaged. Like
like our jobs were
more free and all of that. So, but along the line, the jobs, the work became tighter, more demanding and all. So we really had to
find creative ways.
Creative way to make things
just a
work.
Text message pop in to say, oh, how are you doing today? Blah blah blah. A quick chat, a quick call.
So the communication thing now is that it's not just only about the volume of time you guys give into talking to one another and all that. So, but also how the quality of the content of what you talk about. So sometimes you fall into that temptation of keep repeating how you love yourselves, how you miss yourself, how you do this, all over. Like it's not going to help. It's just going to keep stirring emotions, and in the end you lose out of talking and discussing about very important things that will really help you. So we found that I mean, we fell into that trap initially, right?
Yeah.
So, but then we later discovered that this
literally speaking to each other like every other hour, every other, you know.
So, so we had to come up with content, things to talk about, things to discuss about, and all.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting. And
it helped us. I think also when you are not in the same location as your partner, there is a tendency to overcompensate in terms of communication. So even if you guys were together, right, it's more likely that you wouldn't be talking that often. So if you guys were living in the same city, you may not be talking that often. But because you're far apart, you feel like, I need to be calling this person. I need to, you know, constantly be there. Yeah. And I think we both like had phases. There was a phase where you were the one always calling. There was a phase where I was the one always calling. And then there was a phase where we were like overwhelmed. And we just, you know, it's not like we don't check on each other as much, but
I mean, so many other things came in.
Yeah, so many other things came up and all that. So we just had to be very intentional about the communication.
And the content of the things we talk about. And the content,
exactly. So also working around each other's schedule, you know, in terms of your communication. Obviously, you don't want to be at work and answering calls all through the day.
Yeah.
You know, it make you look like you're not serious about your job and all of that. But taking a break, you know, 2 or 3 times, you know, a short break 2 or 3 times within the day just to say hi or even just pop a text message.
Yeah, and then requesting for maybe a call when...
A longer conversation in the evening.
When your partner is free. Like sometimes, I would like send text, are you free now? Can we talk? Can we video call? And all of that. So the person may say, oh, maybe in an hour and all that. So it's just basically a way of keeping in touch with one another and making this thing work.
Yeah.
So communication is very, very key.
And I think there was a time we used to like talk a lot in the mornings and we would pray.
Yes.
Before the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that also, and again, in that communication, we also had to practice openness.
Yeah.
Like especially in the end of the day, we will talk, we'll just pour out our hearts, like the activities of the day, how it went and everything we did. And like, so it's basically being open to one another, even when you want to take some decisions concerning finances, concerning family or anything at all, like being open sharing. Because we're like considering that, okay, we are already married, so we have to start practicing this.
We're not already married then.
No, we're like, that was how it was in my mind anyway.
Okay,
like,
well, we were already planning.
We're planning, we knew we were getting married, so we already have our dates like in our heads and all that, where we'd like to settle. So what is that thing
even though that date kept shifting?
So what is that thing that how do you want to relate with your partner when you're married? How do you want to make things work? So basically we had to start practicing all those things while we were courting, and then it helped us when we came into marriage. Like, I mean, it's just like a continuation and all that.
Yeah.
And because we're open to one another, right?
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Even when there is someone looking at you somehow, you know, a girl looking at you somehow, a guy.
Oh yeah.
I mean, we'll talk about all those things and all that. And
because I think also when you're in a long distance relationship, sometimes people are not necessarily aware because they don't see this person around you all the time.
Yeah.
So
and that helped us to build trust. Right? Yeah. So all through our courtship days, yes, I was like 400 miles away, and I never at a point came to that point where I started like thinking, what is she doing?
What is he doing?
Where is she right now? Blah. You know, sometimes
same for me.
Their office would like organize a hangout and all of that, and like, what is she doing right now? Who is she with? And honestly, because we are built trust and we just didn't have to go through that stress.
We didn't have those trust questions. And I think that's another thing again, because when you're in a long distance relationship, there's so many things that would happen. There's so many things that would seem wrong or, you know, on each other's end, right? As somebody in that relationship, right, you should actually take a step back and think about some things. Don't jump into conclusions and say, oh, okay, this is it, So I think that helped us.
Yeah.
So, and I think our communication was really open. Yeah.
So, and it helped us a lot. So it's something you might want to start practicing. In short, there's no controversy about this one. If you must have a healthy relationship, you must communicate. You must be open.
Yeah.
So it's something I believe would help someone. Maybe you have not started practicing it, you can start right now. Yeah.
So I think another thing that really helped was, planning visits, and engaging in activities that helped us learn. And I think the thing about planning visits is when you put a date to it, right? Both of you are anticipating that time. So there's this build up to, there's this excitement that keeps you going, basically. So, okay, he's coming in like 3 weeks or like 4 weeks or something. So you're kind of like planning through that time. And for both of us that were working in different locations as well, like sometimes I would have to take a few days off work as well, so that even that time that we spend together would be quality. So maybe 1 or 2 days, added to the weekend, and just, go out. Like, we actually did a number of things. Like, even go to the park. It can be something very random. Like, go to the park and just sit down there and be having picnic, looking like children. I don't know what they're looking for. But yeah, just as much as possible, planning really helps.
Yeah, planning really helps, and visiting one another also. So we another pitfall in this area is when you don't plan well and then you visit, you may end up repeating the whole circle of things that are not beneficial to you. But if you know, okay, we are going to be meeting, seeing next month or in 2 weeks time. So what are we going to do? What are we going to discuss?
Exactly.
Because there were some discussions we couldn't have over the phone. So we needed to schedule them. When we see, we'll talk about them face to face and all of that. So it's very,
what you said, there were some times that we didn't really plan things, and then you came around, and then I was so busy, maybe at work, and even on the weekend I probably had to work as well, and then at the end of the day we just end up spending like maybe a few hours, just sitting down and talking, and like, oh, I miss you, oh, I can't wait for this to be over, oh, and it's almost like it's almost like you guys are now having depressing conversations, like, when is all of this going to be over,
So
you're not really discussing things that, you're not spending that time learning more about each other and doing things that are actually very productive. So that's
so, I mean, paying a surprise visit wouldn't work so much, except maybe on special days like birthdays and all of that. You can just pop up, give a surprise visit. So, but in this situation, I mean, a surprise visit wouldn't really work so much.
May not. Sometimes depends on the period. Like maybe a public holiday or something, you can, or a birthday or something. But imagine just showing up.
Someone is at work. You don't
even know the schedule, and you just show up. So, you go back.
So it's very, very important, and it helped us a lot. A lot. All right. So we had to keep pushing. We had to keep making things work, and we had a lot of fun times, a lot of lovely and very good time together and all. And also we had some squabbles and all on the way.
Squabbles, more like fights.
We had
arguments and disagreements.
We had a lot of it, lot of it. And the funny thing is that they are not even very reasonable things. Just like making a comment over a phone and someone misinterpreting what you said.
Something else, exactly. So that happens a lot.
But what helped us in that case was that we were so willing
to
to resolve everything ASAP. So sometimes you are not even willing to have that conversation. You don't want to talk about it. You just want everything to end automatically.
To just disappear.
Let there be a reset.
Can we just move on?
But you can never move on. You can never move on until you talk about it. And all that. So we had to engage, and that was when we set up a rule, right? That no issue survives the night. We're not going to carry over any issue to the next day. So even though
I mean, some people see it as a bit weird, right? But sometimes it wasn't that it was easy for us to have those conversations,
Yes,
but it was
yes.
necessary for us to. So it was something that helped in the sense that just talking about something, right? And knowing that we had this rule, we were more willing to have the conversation. So, sometimes it wasn't like this conversation was easy to have, but just knowing that we had that code or that rule in place, we were more willing to discuss about it, and it helped us a lot because so many issues, in fact, every single issue we didn't let, pass the night. We actually talked about it that same day.
Sometimes you can't like resolve them instantly.
Yeah.
Instantly, but at least talk about
just talk
it.
about it, or just
Talk
say,
about it.
this is how I feel about this, but we can talk about it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then the next day you have a more meaningful conversation than if the both of you were just angry with each other and you just moved on.
And waiting for who will call first.
Some people say, let me sleep over it or something. No, some of these arguments are not things that you just sleep over. You wake up even angrier, about the thing.
And you don't need to wait for her to call first. You don't need to wait for him to call.
Exactly.
Sometimes you are in that situation where you're like, I don't want to call.
One person,
let him call,
exactly.
and all of those things. But please, if you can pass through that. I mean, if you can pass through that, and
you should
always try to engage the conversation.
And that kept us kind of humble because we will be so at. We will not be at rest until we talk about those things. So sometimes, you just let your pride, or you let your is it pride now? You just let it go and like, okay, let's just have this conversation. It's not like let's just move on, but it's like, let's get things to a point where, at least we're happy with each other.
Yeah.
So
that really helped us, and it's something we believe that will help you. You can even set up that rule in your relationship.
Yeah.
No issue survives the night rule. I believe it will help, no matter how difficult it is. If both of you are committed to it, because sometimes one is more drifted away than the other one. One is more angry than the other one, and all of that. So, but just trying to take that step, initiate that conversation will really, really help. And they try to resolve everything. We have been doing it, and we still do it over any little issue that comes up and all that. We talk about it. It won't survive and all that. So,
and it has helped us learn more about each other. And most times we don't repeat the same mistakes again.
Yeah, the same
so mistake. As opposed to if you keep shoving things under the bed, one day it will still happen. Like it will just keep repeating itself.
Yeah. And another thing that helps is that while we talk about this and we realize our individual faults and the part we played in it, and we also get to make commitments to one another. Commitments to work on this and not to repeat this kind of issue again, or to start doing this and all of that. So we make that commitment to one another, and we consciously see to it that we follow through and do that which we say we will do. So it has helped us. And so another one is that we have challenges, right? We have individual challenges and all that. So, but another point is sharing
those challenges,
one another's challenges.
So you're here, this person is here, you have work challenges, he has work challenges, it can be family challenges, it can be finance, it can be anything. Like,
it can be anything. Sometimes it can even be health. Maybe someone is down, sick, ill, and all that. So.
And the truth is, when you are both together or when you are in the same location, it's easier to be more conscious of those challenges and share in that burden that the person is going through. But when you guys are apart, and it's phone conversations or sometimes, FaceTime and all of that, it's easier to lose track of some of those things. This person says it and you can't really, like, it's not right in your face, so sometimes you actually forget. And one person is like,
which is a pitfall.
Yes, one person is like, you didn't even ask me about this again. I told you about this, and it's not like you didn't want to, but
you forgot.
You forgot, really.
Sometimes after 24 hours, you have forgotten about the issue. So it takes conscious effort to remember and check on that person. And it's actually it feels good when maybe after a day or two, my fiance then asks me like, hey, how far about this? How far about that? Have you engaged in this? Have you done what we talked about? Like if there's a solution, we resolve that taking and all that.
And if you can help.
If you can help, you help.
Brainstorm about it, you know.
It feels good. So if you are someone who doesn't remember things so easily, you might as well key it into your calendar and set an alarm like, okay,
like
I'm
me,
going to
I used to write things down sometimes. So I had a relationship book, if I put it that way. That's my colorful diary. And I'll just write some. I don't use it as much anyways, but I'll just write some things down that I wanted to note, you know.
And talk about maybe later in the day and all that. So it's actually very necessary. You share one another's challenge, share one another up and all that. And if you can help, you can always help. You can always help actually.
Yeah.
So there's a saying that a problem shared is half solved.
Half solved.
There's that feeling. There's that feeling you have when you know that you are not the only one in this particular situation. I have my fiancé here and all of that. So it helps a lot, and I would believe it's something that will help you too. So basically, these are the few things, right? We want to share.
And I think also just realizing that this situation that you're in is temporary.
It's temporary,
it's temporary. So it's not like you're going to be in a long distance relationship forever. So that gives you something to look forward to, even though, you know, in some cases it might extend due to one reason or the other, you know. But just realizing that, okay, all of this is just a situation for now, you know. In the future, this is what it's going to be. Because if you're in a long distance relationship indefinitely and you don't know when it's going to end, sometimes, you know, it ends the wrong way, to be honest. So just having something to look forward to cheer yourself up, and also just to, you know, be there.
And if you are thinking of, if you are presently in a long distance relationship and you are thinking of giving up, hey, we are saying that you can make it work. You can make it work. So you can apply the few tips we've given that helped us. And maybe you can apply some others that are safe as well. And all that. So in the end, I believe that you're going to pull through. So these are the few things we would like to talk about.
These are the few things that helped us
basically.
So if you have other points that you think, you know, maybe you were in a long distance relationship before, or you're currently in one, things that you're doing to help you, you know, pull through, things that you're doing to help you guys thrive even in the relationship, learn more about each other and stuff like that. We know there's so many ideas. Even part of the things we shared about fun things to do.
Things to do and all.
You know, there's so many things you can do. Just leave a comment in the comment section letting us know what you did, you know. And, you know.
So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you
for
so
hanging
much.
out with us. And we love you, and we're going to see you in our next video. For now, bye.